Hey everyone, it's The Edge on Poser TV, here to talk about evolution. It's one of those topics that I get pretty excited about because it brings together, often in a confrontational way, I understand, but it brings together uh, Christians and a lot of times atheists. And, most Christians usually support the idea of creation and an intelligent designer, and most atheists will support the theory of evolution. But at least it gets the two parties to the table and talking, and that much about it I actually like. As a Christian, I'll admit I have flip-flopped on this issue. I've tried ways to make both work. I still think there's potential for that, but I don't want to overthink what I know to be true, which is that God created the earth and the heavens, and the story in creation is good enough for me. But I'm not here to talk to you or convince you of anything about intelligent design or creationism. I want to read an article by a really good Christian blogging buddy of mine. I actually met him on the internet on a blog site that we both used to frequent, and then he started reading my blog and I started reading his. And of all the literary publishings and opinions and everything I've ever seen on this topic, to this day this is one of my favorite articles, and I'd like, whether you're Christian or not, I'd like some feedback on what you think of this, because it makes a ton of sense in my opinion. Anyway, his name is Neil Simpson. I want to go ahead and put in the discussion part, or the description of this video, not only a link to his homepage, but a link to this actual article so you can check it out. Maybe leave him some comments, because these ideas came straight from him, and I want to give him all the proper credit. The article's title is called "Don't Discuss Evolution Until ... And of course the rest of the article will fill in the ... part. So let me begin. No one should discuss evolution until they have clarified which type of evolution is being discussed. That's the first red flag that kind of went up in my mind. I'm like, which evolution is being discussed? I didn't know there was more than one. Otherwise, there's a good chance you will be talking about apples and oranges. There are 3 categories of evolution. It's pretty amazing. I didn't know that. Category 1, things change evolution. This is the general observation that things change over time. Opinions, structures, fashions, businesses, churches, people, etc. Number 2, microevolution. Evolution within a species. It is similar to Darwin's special theory of evolution. Examples include dog breeding, bacteria becoming resistant to antibiotics, cows being bred for better milk production, and the differences you see in human beings, etc. 3, macroevolution. Evolution from one species to another based on random changes and natural selection. This is similar to Darwin's general theory of evolution. The hypothetical examples are that non-living matter become living matter, then evolve to form every type of life as we know it today. The distinctions between microevolution and macroevolution were made by Charles Darwin himself, so separating them should not be a controversial topic. The problem is that his followers fail to make the same distinctions when presenting their case. The first type, things change evolution, is not controversial. I don't know a single person who disagrees with it. You just don't want to confuse it with the other 2 types. Microevolution is what Darwin observed. Science has validated it countless times. The Bible supports this concept as well. I don't know anyone, Christian or not, who denies the existence of microevolution, though many don't know how to properly categorize it. Macroevolution was just Darwin's hypothesis. He did not find evidence for it, and we still don't have accepted evidence for it today. There have been alleged missing links over the years, i.e. the Nebraska man and Piltdown man, etc., but they have all turned out to be frauds or mistakes. Many proponents of macroevolution readily admit that the fossil record is an embarrassment to their position, but they believe in spite of the evidence that is true. Now that is blind faith. I'll address some of these specific problems with macroevolution in the future. For now, I'll just point out that once you make the micro-macro distinction, many people get it and realize why they were troubled by the concept of macroevolution. Because despite the relentless push of the pro-macroevolution philosophy, surveys show that most people don't believe it. The elites will claim that the people are uneducated, but the fact is that the wisdom of this world is foolishness in God's sight. People know intuitively that something doesn't come from nothing, that life doesn't come from non-life, and that intelligent design of our universe requires an intelligent designer. The danger and the problems start when microevolution is lumped in with macroevolution and just called evolution. The mainstream media and many people constantly make this mistake, perhaps deliberately. It is harder to demonize people as being uncritical thinkers and anti-science once you acknowledge that they support microevolution but not macro. Starting with the clarification of what kind of evolution is being discussed will reduce conflict and make the debate much more fair and productive. I just have to say that is just an amazing article. It clarifies so much for me. I suspect even some of you that are evolution believers have to agree with some of that. I mean, there may be a few of you that just still try to rip me to shreds and put in commentary all kinds of remarks to the contrary, but I mean, here's a Christian man basically saying there's three types and two out of the three are real. There's only one that doesn't make any sense, and that's macro. I don't know if my reading of this story or this article did it its proper justice, so I sincerely invite all of you to go to the links that I'm going to post in the discussion, or I keep saying discussion, description of this video. Neil Simpson is the author, and this is actually a piece of his written August 17th from 2006. It's a much older article. He's got some other stuff on here about that topic and many other topics as well, so become a reader of his, and whether you like him or not, post some comments, argue with him if you think you can stand up against this guy, because he knows his stuff. So this is me giving props to Neil and inviting some discussion about these three types of evolution and inviting you to let me know what you think. For now, this is The Edge, signing off.